Sunrise Cottage, but she had no idea where to look. She pulled up on one side of the green and got out. The 4 houses here were grey. There was no other word for it. These were not the whitewashed cottages she had seen in the poster. Some of the windows were broken. One house had its shutters hanging off, and the flowers in the hanging baskets were dead. 2 of the houses actually looked like they were sinking into the ground. The sun dipped behind the clouds, leaving a dullness that made the light in her heart go out. Was this what the whole village was like? Why hadn't she visited before she packed up all her worldly goods and left the little town of St. Octavia behind for the Cornish coast? Her mum always said she was too impetuous, the kind to rush in and ask questions later. That had been her trouble throughout her life. She made snap decisions and then often regretted them later. She was already second-guessing this decision. Her eyes scanned across the houses. They didn't even look habitable, let alone like anyone lived there. In fact, there didn't seem to be a single other person in sight. Was she literally going to be the only person to live in the village of happiness? A roar came from the castle, and a man appeared on a quad bike. He was wearing a sky-blue baseball hat, a paint-splattered t-shirt, and faded cargo shorts. His dark, curly hair stuck out in different directions from underneath his hat. He bumped down the hill towards her and came to a stop, flashing her a small, cautious smile. "Hi, I'm Andrew Harrington. I'm the estate manager here." She tried to recover herself from the shock at the state of the village. "I'm Willow McKay. Yes, we've been expecting you. I'm sorry I wasn't here to greet you when you arrived. I would have stopped you from seeing that shambles behind you." "How could you have stopped me from seeing it? By blindfolding me?" "It crossed my mind." He grinned. He had a nice smile. Although Gary with 2 R's had a nice smile, and look where that had landed her. "Come on, hop on, I'll take you down to your cottage," Andrew said. "What about all my stuff?" "I'll give you a hand with all that after. I'm sure you're dying to see your new home. I promise it's nothing like this." Willow eyed the back of the quad bike dubiously and then climbed on. "You might want to hold on to something. It gets a bit bumpy in parts," Andrew said. "Wouldn't want to lose you on the way." There was nowhere to hold on to except Andrew himself, and from the smile on his face he knew that. "I normally insist on dinner before wrapping my arms around a man." "Well, if you insist, I'll let you take me out for dinner later," Andrew said. She smiled. "Any weird spellings to your name that I should know about?" "Only the silent K in the middle," Andrew said. She laughed and wrapped her arms around him. Maybe life in the village of happiness wouldn't be so bad after all. Chapter 2. They bumped down the little cobbled road, passing shops and houses that appeared not to have been lived in or used for years. A couple of the shops looked like they might be open during working hours, but at the moment all the doors were closed and the lights were off. "How many people live here?" Willow asked. 47 in the village. Well, 48 now you've arrived. That doesn't include the housekeeper up at the castle, or Kitty and Ken." "What are they like?" "Lovely. Really wonderful people. You'll like them," Andrew said loyally. She would have to pop in and introduce herself properly. "And how many houses are in the village?" "Including the 4 where you parked your car, 112. 75 of them are empty." That was a bit depressing. "How many of the shops are in use?" 4 at the moment, 5 when you open up yours." That really was a sad state of affairs. It wasn't the thriving village that she'd expected. "That's the only pub in the village." Andrew pointed at a tall stone building with a battered old sign swinging gently outside. "The Welcome Home." They took a right at a little fork off the main road and travelled down a tiny track lined with overhanging trees. There were a few more houses down here. "That's my house." Andrew pointed to a pale blue little cottage hidden under a mountain of thatch. It was tidy and well maintained, and the garden was blooming with flowers. "Feel free to pop in at any time, and if you have any problems, you know where..."